Welcome to the Student Academic Learning Services video on dividing decimals. In this video, we're going to look at how to divide a decimal number by another decimal number. On the left-hand side of the screen, we have our examples, and on the right-hand side, we have our method of divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. Okay, so our first example is 0.6 divided into 16.44. Now, we don't really want to divide by a decimal here because it gets needlessly complicated. So what we can do is we're going to multiply both the divisor and the dividend by 10. And what that's going to do is move that decimal place over. So we get 6 divided into 164.4, a number much more easier to divide. And the reason we do this, or we can do this, so if we take a fraction and we can multiply that by anything, as long as we're multiplying the top and bottom by the same thing, the fraction remains equivalent to one another, right? 2/3 is the same as 20 over 30, just the same as 1/2 is equal to 2/4 is equal to 1,000 over 2,000, right? They'll all give us the same decimal number. So, knowing that, we can perform this division. And I don't really like to work with this as this is kind of getting muddied up there, so we're just going to rewrite our new question. 6 into 164.4. So our first step is going to be to write that decimal up there. Now, 6 won't go into 1, obviously, so we're just going to put a 0 there to hold its place. 6 divides into 16 twice. 2 times 6 is 12. 16 subtract 12 gives us 4, and we're just going to bring down that 4. 6 divides into 44 7 times. 6 times 7 is 42. 42 subtract 44 gives us 2, and we're going to bring down that 4. 6 divides into 24 4 times, and 4 times 6 is 24. We subtract those, and we get 0, so we're done. So 6 divides into 164.4, 27.4 times. And if you punch it into your calculator, 0.6 will divide into 16.44, 27.4 times. If we multiplied by 100 up here, we'd get 60 dividing into 1,644, and it would go in 27.4 times. Okay, so just experiment a little on your own with your calculator and a scrap piece of paper and try some different examples, and you'll see that no matter what you do, as long as you're multiplying this by 10 or 100, 1,000, a million, whatever you're doing, as long as you do the same to this number, you'll always get the same answer. So let's move on to our second example. We have 0.78 divided into 21.45. Now, we're going to multiply by 100 here on both sides. So that's going to move the decimal place over 2 spots. And again, I'm just going to rewrite this because it just makes it a little easier to work with. And our decimal's here now. So we're going to write our decimal up there first just to keep things organized. 78 won't go into 2, nor will it go into 21. It will go into 214, however. It'll go in twice. 2 times 78 is 156. If we subtract 156 from 214, we get 58. And we bring down the 5. Okay, a little note here, you might need to use a trial and error method if you're not using a calculator, and that's fine, just do it on a scrap piece of paper or on the side. So 78 goes into 585 7 times. 7 times 78 is 546. And when we subtract 546 from 585, we're left with 39. Okay, we're going to add a 0 and bring that down. Again, we can add zeros all the way across the page if we want, because adding those zeros isn't going to change anything in our number here. 2,145 is the same as 2,145.00000. Okay, so 78 divides into 390 5 times, and 5 times 78 is 390. We subtract those and we get 0, so we're done here as well. So 78 divides into 2,145 27.5 times, or 27.5 times. Okay, and 0.78 will divide into 21.45 27.5 times. Okay, so again, I showed you 2 examples here. I encourage you to try some other examples. You can come up with an infinite amount of questions for this. You could do 4 decimals, 0.0005 divided into, I don't know, 114,416, and just see what type of number you come up with. You can come up with, like I said, an infinite amount of examples. Just pick some numbers and start dividing. If you have any questions with the method that we used here, or how we calculated anything in here, I encourage you to come to the SAL Center, located in room 204 of the Student Services Building, and make an appointment with the appropriate learning skills advisor. Thanks for watching.